Hello friends, how are we doing today? Today's tarot reading is a July 2020 prediction for the zodiac sign of Capricorn. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The ascendant, or the rising sign, is typically the most accurate, but that doesn't mean that your Sun and Moon signs will not hold valuable information or insight for you. If one of your signs has not gone up for the July prediction yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you want to be notified when that video goes up, hit the bell notification button. Okay, let's get started for this July prediction. What are the energies surrounding Capricorn this month? Surrounding Capricorn. The Ace of Bows, the spark of life. Okay, newfound inspiration this month. Something is exciting you. Four of Arrows, rest. Seven of Vessels, mourning. It almost feels like you're coming out of a period where you were feeling very blocked. I feel like this Ace of Bows is coming from you coming out of this stage. This is you taking time to really analyze your emotional state, get in touch with your emotions, connect with yourself, and by giving yourself this time, by seeing the value in yourself, by, what is the word that I'm looking for? By acknowledging your emotions, I can't think of what the word is that I'm looking for. It's right on the tip of my tongue and it doesn't want to come. But it's basically saying, you need to take time to acknowledge your emotions, acknowledge how you're feeling about certain circumstances. Whoa, words are hard right now. It's basically acknowledging your emotions, acknowledging the circumstances, acknowledging the situations you've been in, and accepting where you are. And by accepting where you are, you're giving yourself permission to move forward. You're giving yourself permission to move out of this energy. And I feel like when you can stop resisting and begin allowing, that is when this Ace of Bows, the spark of life, is really going to ignite a passion within you. It's interesting here because we have the Four of Arrows, right? And there's four arrows pinning this person to the ground. Actually, they're not quite pinning him to the ground. The arrows are just outside. But then here we have this arrow which has hit the ground, hit the wood here, and is sparking a fire. So it's like you've been shooting arrows, but you've been missing, whether this is because you've been feeling overwhelmed with emotions, whether it's because of exhaustion, whether mental exhaustion, spiritual exhaustion, physical exhaustion. But when you can deal with this energy, it's almost like your higher self is going to hit the target. It's going to hit you, your conscious self, with this inspiration, with this motivation, with this eagerness and readiness to move forward. Okay? Let's clarify the Four of Arrows, please. add for more information to this Four of Arrows? How can Capricorn move forward with this Four of Arrows? Thank you. The Three of Bows, fulfillment, and the Three of Vessels. Interesting because threes are about cycles. It is life, birth, death, the maid, the mother, the goddess, or the crone, which is the triple goddess. In terms of, more of a religious standpoint, it's the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. It's like the trifecta, the circle of life even. And so we have fulfillment and joy. And these cards were to clarify this Four of Arrows. What was this Four of Arrows doing here? Why did you need rest? Or what would this rest bring, essentially? And again, we were talking about this rest and acknowledging your emotions, bringing this spark of life. And then here we have Three of Bows, fulfillment, and Three of Vessels, joy. So it's almost like taking the time for you, taking the time to rest, taking the time to allow the transformation into this moth is going to complete the cycle that you are currently in. And July is going to bring about a new cycle which will lead you to joy and fulfillment. But it has to start here. It has to start with accepting where you are so that you can be open and ready and willing to receive the inspiration, the motivation, the excitement to move to this next step. Okay? With the Three of Vessels here, this, again, you've got the three. So we've got the three cranes, the three cups. But notice the cups are all different colors. It's not three of the same. Even these cranes, they're all individual. They're all unique. And I feel like this is reminding you that you are an individual. You are unique. And your story, your journey will not be the same for anyone else. Okay? If you're finding yourself in this morning, this negativity, especially if you're playing the comparison game, if you feel bad about yourself because you've been comparing yourself to others, if you feel you were treated unfairly and didn't get something, and comparing yourself to the person who may have gotten that opportunity or the promotion or whatever it was, their story is not yours. Okay, and I really feel like that's what this Three of Vessels is reminding us. We are all unique. We all have our own story. We all have our own reason for existing and living and going for our dreams. And we really need to connect with our story because only our story will lead us to this fulfillment. If you are reaching for the path of someone else, like I'm sensing with these arrows, like I said earlier, these arrows didn't really hit that person. They're just on the outside of him. Like it's by his leg, but it didn't touch it. By his face, didn't touch him. By his hand, but it didn't really touch it. But this arrow, this one is meant for us. This one, or it is meant for you, I should say. This one is meant for you. This one is the path that you are meant to go down. But you've been reaching for these paths which have ultimately led you to exhaustion, perhaps an imbalance with your emotions. You've been overexerting yourself. You've been trying so hard to go somewhere that never really aligned with you. So by taking time to reconnect with yourself, taking time to give value to yourself, to your idea, to your emotion, accept where you are so that you can move forward, that is when you will be in alignment. That is when this arrow that is meant for you, and not in a negative way. This is an arrow of inspiration. It's an arrow of excitement and joy and motivation, fulfillment. Compare it more to Cupid's arrows versus an archer's arrows, right? But you know, it is meant for you. If all of these cups have a different beverage in them, and if that beverage is unique to the taste of each individual crane, then this crane who's drinking out of this cup may not get any joy, may not get any fulfillment out of this cup, because it's not theirs, right? This is the cup that this crane chose, because that is what they wanted. You know, it's like asking for, or it's, let me start over. It's like thinking to yourself, oh, I really want a, you know, a pop, a Coke, right? But then when the waiter at the restaurant arrives and everyone else is ordering wine, okay? So you order wine because everyone else is ordering wine, right? But it never really satisfies that need for what you really wanted, right? You really wanted that fizzy soft drink, but instead you're drinking the wine. And I mean, it may be fine, it may be delicious, it may, you know, quench your thirst, but is it really what you wanted? And I feel like that's what this is. This is the arrows that you've been getting is not something you've been wanting. You've been going after them because it's what other people have led you to believe that you want, but it's not what you want. So this July, it's about stepping into your own, accepting your power, accepting your dreams, accepting who you are, to be able to be in alignment with the Ace of Bows here, with what you want. Because only your bow will bring the fulfillment and joy that you deserve, that you want. Okay? Let's get a Moonology card or two for Capricorn, please. Thank you. Thank you. Or 4. You know, 4 is good too. We can do 4. Okay, we have the energy is gaining momentum, the waxing moon. Your commitment is being tested with the first quarter moon. We have believe in the impossible. And we have work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. That's interesting because we have a representation of quite a few lunar cycles or lunar phases here, right? We've got the new moon and the full moon, the first quarter moon and the waxing moon. So again, this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. You can't just one day decide, you know what, I am going to work for my dreams and not someone else's. Well, you still have to remember that you've been putting the systems into place for those dreams that you've been working on for the past, right? And it may take some time for the universe, for everything to catch up with your new alignment, right? So this, you know, setting the wheels in motion does not mean that your manifestation, your dreams, anything's going to happen overnight. It is, you know, so you have to, you know, be patient. Energy is gaining momentum. Things are starting to move once you start putting the work in place. But your commitment is going to be tested, and you are going to start to feel like, maybe I'm making the wrong decision. Maybe I should have just stuck to the same old that I've been doing forever. It was working for me, and now, you know, it's not working. But you do have to believe that you are worth it. You have to believe that what you want will arrive when you give it space to arrive. Work through those fears and understand and convince yourself, really, why you are going for what you're going for. Fulfillment and joy sounds wonderful, doesn't it? It sounds so much better than slaving away at the job that you've been doing just because it's what you've been doing. I mean, if you love your job, if this job is just an example, right? If you love your job, don't change your job. But if you're not pleased with your situation, if you're not pleased with your circumstances, what's holding you back? Okay? And now I just want to pull a few affirmation cards, maybe just one or two. And my intention behind pulling these is just to give you some inspiration, some motivation, some positive words to take with you and hopefully revisit throughout the month, okay? So let's get an affirmation for Capricorn, please. I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. I think that is perfect for you, Capricorn, so I'm going to leave it at that. You can recalibrate your energy. You can recalibrate to be in alignment with this arrow that is meant for you, okay? I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.